Hello everybody, welcome. We're finally here. We finally made it. Phase 3 of this Summer Cup qualifier. Yes, that was the bands you're hearing in the background. It's not part of the music like some of you may or may not have thought. But we're in here. We've got Let's Do It. We're new guys with a picture of, is that Kanye right there? And
it is Kanye, yeah.
It is Kanye. For him, it's not coming home. And they are up against Alliance, who made it to Phase 3 yesterday. And Let's Do It. They've gone 4-0 so far. Have not dropped a game in this qualifier. Didn't have to play in Phase 1. They went right into Phase 2. They got that Phase 2 invite. And then they made it easily to Phase 3. Alliance, a little bit of a struggle. Had to play a third series. They went to 3 games. But there have been times where they've looked good. It has involved Crystal Maiden every time. But now is the time where it doesn't. Because Let's Do It has, in fact, banned Crystal Maiden.
I mean, new guys, obviously ex-Kinguin guys. I was a little bit worried for them when they dropped their roster that they were just going to collapse a little bit. Felt, you know, Elder Sash put up that blog post. I'm not sure if you've read it.
No,
and, I was a bit worried for them that they weren't going to get on and they were probably going to split up, not play well in the Summer Cup. But they've been playing super well so far from the games that I've watched and cast, and it's really nice to see them carrying on the momentum. I'm really surprised about this first pick PL though from Alliance. Like, I understand when this hero gets first face sometimes, but not as a first pick overall. Kind of just allows new guys to set up the whole draft to be able to deal with the PL.
10 seconds
Wow, and they just pick up a massive team fight at the start. And it could even be a core PL against this Phantom Lancer as well. Obviously being able to cleave through all the illusions with the Tidebringer. But they have really good catch now between these two heroes already, which is definitely what you need to deal with the PL.
Yeah, I like Kunkka. I like the Disruptor. Disruptor, we haven't been seeing a lot of Disruptor recently. You know, there have been a lot of supports picked up, and I do like that. I like that the support pool, which had felt very slim in recent patches, is, you know, now a lot more supports have shown their face in the game. And I like Disruptor. He's been a staple for a while, though. And, you know, his Static Storm is always, especially with X, and now having X and Glimpse, you have a shot to land it for pickoffs every single time.
Yeah. And I think the main reason Alliance has spanned out Silencer here, by the way, is just to be able to pick up this Undying without any fear. In the laning stage, you really don't want to match up the Undying against the Silencer. Just because of that curse coming out, it's really difficult for the Undying to deal with. And, yeah, I'm not sure about Disruptor. I was a decent fan of his before the patch, but then the Thunderstrike got an 18-second cooldown at level 1. It makes his laning stage a little bit harder, but it still does the same thing as it's ever done throughout the mid-game to the late game with the catch potential that it offers. So yeah, against the PL you definitely need. It's just this laning stage might be a little bit difficult, so looking to see new guys pick up a strong laner to lane up with the Disruptor to try and get through that laning stage a little bit smoother.
Undying Phantom Lancer. We saw Undying a couple times for Alliance yesterday. Obviously, it was paired with the Crystal Maiden, but Crystal Maiden banned. So Undying yesterday was Taiga.
Oh wow! So they did a position 4 Undying with a 5 Maiden.
And a 5 Maiden. And
see, I would have thought it would have been the other way around. I feel like CM scales a little bit better with items at the moment, but it all just depends on what you need. Like sometimes if you need that Spirit Vessel earlier on, you just put the Undying as the position 4. But
yeah,
we've been seeing a lot more position 4 Crystal Maiden, especially with teams like new guys and whatnot.
Well, one of the things that we saw too is like Crystal Maiden and Silencer as the 2 supports. And I didn't really like the Crystal Maiden getting the farm in the 4 position. I would have rather the Silencer get it. And it was just like, cool, Silencer, you're just an ult. That's it. Like, what do you do? What do you do in between everything else? Like, nothing. You literally do nothing. You stand there and, you know, Arcane Curse, negligible damage, Last Word, sure, Glaives, yeah, whatever. You've got +2 or whatever.
That's true, but at the same time, Global Silence forces you to change your game plan. There's certain heroes that when you play against them in Dota, you have to completely change the way you play. Like Tink is one of them. Treant's one of them with the living armor on towers. And I think Silencer's one of them as well with that global available. So I wouldn't say it's too bad, especially because if you initiate with somebody and pop global at the same time, until the other team have like BKBs or Lotus Orbs or whatever to be able to deal with that global, they basically can't do anything. And it's just making that fight a 4 versus 5 instantly with the initiation on somebody that you have done already.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I do think that Silencer, you know, does have his perks, but that 140-second cooldown is pretty harsh, and then on top of that, it's like, he doesn't do anything. Like, his ult is more like Black Hole in the way that it's an omnipresent ultimate, where it's the fear of global silence. It's the fear of a black hole coming out, and it's almost better being off cooldown than being used at times. It's in that weird, like, I don't know. It's that weird... what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Forget it.
I have no idea.
I have no vocabulary. It's awful.
This Brewmaster pickup, though, by new guys, I actually really like.
Earthshaker. So that puts Undying in the 5, most likely, in Earthshaker 4. Could
still be offlane Earthshaker as well. I've been wondering if we'll be seeing this here a little bit more since the buffs it got in the last patch. A little bit more movement speed. A little bit, I think it was regen he got as well. There's some, you know, nice quality of life changes. But again, I think it's most likely going to be the 4. I like this Brewmaster pickup, though, by new guys. When you commit that primal split in the team fight, you can dispel all the illusions from the PL, just allowing you to see the right one straight away. It's pretty strong. And in the team fights, if you can just chuck somebody up in the air as well, make it a 4 versus 5. And they have super good team fight now on new guys. Like, whatever alliance pick, I don't think they can beat this team fight that new guys have got. It looks so strong.
Could definitely see Lifestealer coming out for new guys. You've got that Blink Initiator in the Brewmaster eventually. And Brew, you know, he is okay with farming those first 2 items while Lifestealer farms as well. You know, trying to get whatever Lifestealer is going for. May it be a Radiance first item for Lifestealer, because Lifestealer does like to stay in lane for quite some time, and Brew is okay with doing so even after he gets that first item, Blink Dagger second or whatever. So I kind of see that as their initiation possibility for new guys. So I would like Lifestealer for them.
It's okay, but it gets kited really easily by the PL. That's my only worry.
Yeah.
If you go for that Solar Crest Radiance build, it's a little bit better, but yeah, okay, that's their PL answer.
Okay.
The other thing is, it's super good against cancelling the Earthshaker blink as well with the Thunder God's Wrath, having that, you know, all the static field damage running around as well. It can be difficult for Earthshaker to get that. If he doesn't get the jump in the first place as the Earthshaker on the targets that he wants, it can be difficult to ever get the Echo Slam off in the fights. And it gives them even more team fight, which I feel like coming into this series, new guys must have recognized that this is how they want to play. They want to be able to team fight Alliance coming into this series. Because I think Alliance do pick up a lot of team fight themselves.
Yeah, does this become a position for Kunkka?
Radiant team back.
The thing is, their draft's still very open.
And now Rubik comes out, so that's a 3-position Earthshaker.
See, I'm not... I'll be honest, I'm not sold on this. I feel like when you play against this Disruptor as a position 5, you really want to be punishing that lane. I don't think Earthshaker is one of those heroes that can necessarily punish more greedy safe lanes. Even if he has an Undying with him.
I'm worried about this lineup from Alliance.
Yeah, it feels like they're very all in on the PL at the moment, and there's lots of ways to deal with the PL that new guys have.
Storm would have been very nice. I like that. I like that ban because I would have really liked Storm. Although at the same time, I don't know if I would have liked Storm. You know, there's things that I like about it, things that I hate about it. With the Disruptor, the Zeus, like, they have a lot of ways to work this Storm.
The thing is, though, they don't really have any hard lockdown for the Storm. They have really good catch in the KinGuin, the Disruptor, but it's not hard lockdown. And the other thing the Storm offers, it can just jump the Zeus and the Brewmaster in the backline at the start of the fights.
Which is not what you want.
If you get on top of this Zeus early on, just take him out the fight, there's so much of their damage gone from new guys. And I think they realise at the moment that Alliance don't have much gap close, so the Zeus should be relatively safe in these team fights. Until, you know, these blinks come out and they might get the jump on the Zeus. So at the start of the game, he should be okay.
Looking for a mid for Alliance. Could they go Phantom Lancer mid and throw something like... Could they go with a Lifestealer of their own if they're going to work an Earthshaker? Or is Lifestealer just not... I mean, he's not the pick here. Yeah, Lena comes out, Phantom Lancer safely, and it was just hypotheticals. And Lifestealer comes out for new guys. All right, so I got it right originally. I'm okay with myself.
Did it.
I'm happy.
I like the Lena pick as well because it gives them some more burst damage. They need to be able to burst this Brew down before he pops his split. Because I think if this Brewmaster ever gets his split off at the start of the fight, Alliance are just like I find that they're not going to be able to fight into new guys at all. Like it'll just be impossible. And I think the Lifesteal is pretty good though against the Lena as well, especially.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday. The Brew was basically not getting his ults off. But he was tanking ulties. And once you throw everything at Brew and you don't have anything really to follow it up, you're kind of in this spot where you're okay with that. Where it's like, all right, Brew's really dead, but there we go.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see whether Exotic Deer goes for that Radiance Solar Quest build against the PL, or whether they look for Patos to build up that Radiance on the Brewmaster to help deal with it, and then just let Exotic Deer build more physical damage on the Lifestealer, because at the moment they don't really have good objective takers. So we'll have to see. It's actually Nisha playing the Kunkka as well, so I think it's position 4 Zeus.
Yeah, it's position 4 Zeus.
So the Kunkka's the way they're going to deal with the PL, it looks like.
Interesting.
Kunkka versus Lena is a bit of an interesting matchup as well. I feel like Lena has a decent time at the start, and she really has to try and abuse the fact that she has that advantage at the lower levels. But, you know, when Kunkka gets that level 6, he can blow anybody up who's in the lane. And Lena's not a particularly tanky hero. So look towards Lena here, just trying to dominate the lane early on. Try and really push this Kunkka out.
So, Patos, or Patos, as you were telling me? Patos. Pronunciations are the crux in my cast right now. I literally have Alliance tweeting me how to say things. I have said it every which way. I almost want to go Reservoir Dogs style and just say, and Mr. M and Mr. T instead of like Mr. Pink, Mr. White, and all that. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Maybe I'm too old for you. I'm up there in the...
Don't put yourself down.
I'm up there in the age, you know. Though I do look 16, I am actually 25. Though I sound 13 with how much my voice cracks, I am 25. It's so bad. It's so bad. Sometimes I'm in the middle of a team fight, and I go through puberty. It's just like, I don't understand what's going on. Just like, and Boxy! I'm like, oh, Jesus. I hope nobody heard that, except it's getting broadcast out.
This Undying, by the way, I'm just looking, how do new guys kill the Tombstone? Especially when he gets to, like, level 15, level 20. If he gets to that point and Undying.
Do they
don't really have anything that hits Tombstone.
To just run it down? Like, that's what he's there for, maybe? I mean, they want him to blink in with the Brew Infest, so... Yeah,
I think a lot of this game is going to be about who gets the jump, though, in the first place. Who gets the initiation.
Eye of the Taiga. Hope I'm saying that right. Probably not for, like, the 80th pronunciation attempt I've had. But,
okay.
Yeah, it's all about, I feel like, where he places the tombstone. You know, high on cliffs, it's going to make it impossible for Let's Do It to get it. So it'll definitely
looks like they're looking to try and get something done up here in the top lane as well. They have the lift on the Ruby.
Yeah, they've got also the body blocks coming out from Taiga. But Patos is just a little bit too far ahead of Insania.
If they leave Boxy down here in this bot lane, I'm not a fan.
It should be a dual lane. They usually go 2-on-2 for Alliance. But they do get aggressive, and then they'll send somebody over. Or they'll try to go for first blood and then send somebody down there. Which is what we've been seeing a lot of. But yeah, they'll send Taiga down there. He'll walk all the way down. Or not. He'll just throw a ward there and go back up. Alright, I'll eat my words. That's cool. Thanks. Appreciate that one.
Oxy's just running around here. Chilling out. Elderstash is very happy to just punch away him.
Yeah, Boxy. A little bit low. He's got 5 tangos. That's all his regen, though. What I've seen in the past, and obviously they don't have it here with the Undying, was the Crystal Maiden Undying combo, where you just always have that mana to throw Decay. We were seeing heroes yesterday at 450 health, 400 health. It was just like, oh, well, I'm going to die. That's one of those things. And body blocks again from Taiga. They'll also get the telekinesis. This could be first blood with the Decay, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, 3 Decays hit, you're down to basically no health, and Taiga will throw it right at you.
They have just tri-lane, though, against the Brewmaster. I think they've recognised how difficult it is for PL to try and get anything done in this lane unless they tri-lane with him. Especially with this Rubik they've picked up as their position 5. It can be a little bit rough. And the Rubik still has a ward on him as well, which I'm surprised about. And if I'm not sure if you saw or not, but the Zeus actually de-warded a ward in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, he did de-ward that top ward that Taiga put down, but again, look at this Brewmaster just getting taken out so easily, and you look at Undying, 20 Decay strength. I mean, that is honestly
it's not great, is it?
Yeah, that is a hard lane to just be sticking in, and it's going to be a problem. Even the Zeus up there is struggling, because look at that, look at that! Oh my God.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, I don't understand why they're trying to fight into this Undying. Just,
it's definitely time to stop.
There's a regen that spawned in the bot lane as well. You guys do see it, but I'm not sure if they can use it to their advantage. You might see Zeus trying to burst down to the mid lane here a little bit and just use all his mana. And then just go and pick up the regen rune afterwards.
Just look at the Undying, just keeping the Brew away, and he's already level 2, where this Phantom Lancer level 3, so this is a great time for him. 10 denies under his belt, 14 last hits, keeping up with the Lifestealer for right now. I mean, they've obviously would like Undying to have a little bit more.
The Earthshaker's not really being zoned out either in this bot lane. Did he just die to the tower?
He ran under tower. I watched it happen. I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to see if you were paying attention. I just kind of wanted to let that moment happen. But that was... I don't know. You can clip that, call that feeding. Do what you want,
it's fine though, honestly.
Full health, full
because
that's perfect.
Yeah, he just comes back to there and just starts spamming out all his spells again.
Oh my God. And he has to... Again, it's the Brewmaster dealing with the Decay, constantly coming out and really being in a little bit of trouble. You see how much Soul Rip does. We saw it just previously where Undying was able to get that kill, and you can't keep K-Sor really that close because he'll just hit both of you with Decay, and he hits that much harder. Makes it easier for him to find that Soul Rip kill. It really is scary for Peytos, who is under 500 health at the moment. I mean, at least these salves and these tangos are heavy value.
I feel like in this mid lane as well, especially, this Kunku's doing so much better than he should. I feel like this leader should just be pushing the lane in early on. Just trying to smack that Kunku into tower while he's trying to last it. But Nisha's actually doing really well here. He's just keeping himself up against Selena in terms of CS.
Yeah, but Koikfa finds this Zeus, and the chase is on. He's trying to get away. The stun does hit. Coming over is the Undying, but really unneeded, and it will become 4-1 in favor of Alliance. And
bot lane as well.
take a look over bot. They've got the glimpse that pushes back. I think Insania. I got here a little bit too late, but it's not going to matter. Boxy gets the kill. And he's going to salve up, eat that mango.
They tried to go on Boxy there on the Earthshaker, but the good rotation in by Insania just secures that kill. And now the Earthshaker is actually just going to take over bot lane, I feel like. He's had a really great time, and because the Disruptor took Kinetic Field at level 1 to be able to just harass the Earthshaker, when he comes back to lane and doesn't have the Thunderstrike available, you just can't really zone out the Earthshaker at all. It's really difficult.
All these lanes seem to be going relatively well for Alliance, especially with Koikfa getting that kill. Like, yeah, the lane was a little bit even here against Nisha, but he just gets that much more. He is behind a little bit in terms of levels, but I think now at level 5, this might be the moment where he's really able to just harass Nisha out and make this a very tough lane, and he tries to TP away Koikfa. If he had just thrown maybe a blind stun there, might have been able to get the kill, but unfortunately unable to get it, and still, he pushes that Kunk out of lane for a moment. Obviously, he has X to get back right in time, but things all over the map are in Alliance's favor at the moment.
I'm just looking for when this. Yeah, Kuga's just hit level 6 on the mid lane, so I'm hoping somebody rotates in here to the mid lane for new guys and just get a kill on this Koikva. He's actually going for it himself, Nisha.
Throws the boat and looks over at Koikva, lands the Torrent on top of that. The Soul Rip doesn't keep Lina alive, but now dropping the Tombstone, having Insania here with the lift. Pulls him back for just a moment. The Zeus trying to help out Nisha where he can. The Decay comes out again, just trying to chase him down, and we'll finally get the kill over on the high ground towards the side of Let's Do It. And they do end up getting the return kill on Nisha, which is nice, but Koikva dying. Of course, you want him to have that level 6 and be able to use that Laguna Blade. Maybe he doesn't die in that situation.
And look at the Shaker in the bot lane as well. He's just stealing a small camp stack. Like it's nothing. All those little things really do add up.
It's only a 1,000 net worthly, nothing too crazy, but Alliance, I would say, leading if not tied in every lane, and they'll find the Brewmaster again. I mean, their supports are moving around in the spots that they need to be, being aggressive in the spots they need to be, and it has turned into a bunch of kills for them. I mean, you look at the Undying, 3-1 and 2, then you take a look at Insania, 1-0 and 4, involved in 5 kills for the both of them. They're really being overly aggressive towards the side of Let's Do It, and at the moment, Let's Do It are looking for answers.
I really like the wards that Alliance have put down as well. They're really putting emphasis on controlling these 2 runes as well. Making sure whenever that active rune spawns that Lina can get involved, pick it up, and just try and get some kills with it early on. She does have so much burst with the Laguna Blades. So I'm looking towards the 8-minute rune spawn now for the next big thing to happen. It's important that new guys try and fight these active rune spawns. I feel like Lina's one of those very... not massively rune-dependent heroes early on, but if she does get one, it's so easy to land a kill in one of these side lanes.
This has just really opened up the lane for this Phantom Lancer, and something I saw yesterday was ILTW, he would get just heavily shut down in his lane, and he got shut down his Anti-Mage, he got shut down his Phantom Lancer, and was able to bring it back with timely movements, but now I'm looking at a Phantom Lancer whose lane is going really well, I would say, at 54 and 21.
That's really true, but at the same time, though, the Lifestealer's having like an equally amazing time. It feels like both carries just haven't been contested at all, which is super weird after like the patches we've seen recently.
Coming over mid with the Torrent, and Insania gonna drop to Nisha. Kunkka just able to get that easy solo kill, level 8. And this Kunkka now 2 and 1, of course losing his life just a moment earlier when he had gotten the kill on Koikva, landing the Torrent. Well, a nice little blind Torrent there, or not blind, but anticipating Torrent would be the word.
You saw as soon as Nisha got that kill on the Lina though the first time, she basically just goes and jungles. Because she understands if as soon as she gets X-Torrent boat combo, she just dies. So they just gave the mid lane to Rubik, who unfortunately did the same thing. But at least it's not your mid laner.
And, you know, just trying to get those levels onto the Rubik. You want him to be able to steal Static Storm or the boat, maybe even Bruce Split. I think there's a lot of options here for Rubik once he hits that level 6 that Alliance are going to love to work with. I mean, if he steals X, that can turn into a lot of kills for Alliance.
The null fields are also really valuable against this magic burst from the Zeus and the Kunkka in the later stages of the game too. So, they've actually made it work pretty well so far. I like that Insania hasn't really been kind of just sticking to one of these side lanes and just trying to use this harass. He has been roaming around, getting a lot done in these early stages. Just making sure they focus on kills rather than winning lanes, because they can't really play around this Earthshaker in the bot lane. He kind of just has to get whatever he can there.
Nisha is here. They're going to look for the Torrent, lands it, and now with the X, Boxy throws the Echo Slam as well as the Fissure. In comes Koikva with the Laguna Blade, but it really doesn't deter the side of Let's Do It at all. They'll get the kill on the Boxy. They won't find any follow-up kills, but they'll take it. I mean, draw out Echo Slam as well as the Laguna Blade, get themselves a kill and not lose anything, they're happy.
Is it to me, or does this feel like a patch from, you know, the era where the offlaners didn't really get anything, when Iron Talon was a thing? Like the net worth distribution of this game.
Where you just had to hide in your jungle.
Yeah.
Dark Seer was a big pickup back then.
Clockwork. You know, those kind, like Earthshaker as well, especially, was another one.
Yeah. It does feel that way. We see a little bit less with that just because a lot of teams will go to the 2-1-2. Make it a bit easier for, I would say, offlaners to survive because it's just so hard for offlaners at times to just keep themselves up and alive.
He's actually going for an armlet on the Kunkka as well, so he's going to go for that physical damage. They're going to have the double armlet up.
And over mid, you take a look at the Undying, and I think he just gets away from that boat. It didn't look like it hit on him, and over top, Koikfa gonna grab the kill on Apetos once again. That is the 4th time he has died. He is 0-4-0. I mean, that is what you're talking about, where just offlaners unable to do anything.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Patos try and just leave that lane and go and get a kill with the Primal Split. Now he's level 6, but
they'll also
good
take the
rotation
top.
from Bylines.
Yeah, they'll also take the top tier 1 with that. And that's turned into a tower, that turned into a kill. That makes it even harder for Patos to get that kill. And ooh, over mid, Nisha getting chased down by Mickey, as well as Taiga. Chases on the ulti used, as well as the decay. They've got the kinetic field, but they're still looking to chase. The Spirit Lance comes out. Nisha, she's strong at the moment and is able to just walk away from this Alliance side. They seemed a little bit too slowed up, or split up, not slowed up. And Alliance weren't able to capitalize.
It would have been a really good kill there, but it was a super sick play by Nisha. He sees the Rubik walking in, throws the torrent down, so while he's running away, Rubik gets torrented and they don't have any more lockdown to be able to chase him with. That was really good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Nisha's just taking this ancient stack as well.
Yeah, he's got an armlet, so is the Lifestealer, and Lifestealer then going into the Radiance. So the double armlets here.
Yeah, that's okay though. I don't mind that too much. And this Radiance is going to be super useful against the Phantom Lancer. It's really good if they get on top of the Shade here, cancelling his Blink as well. The miss chance is really good against the Lina too.
And Phantom Lancer almost has this Diffusal Blade. They'll have the Yules on the Lina. So the setup is getting there for Alliance. But again, you look at what Let's Do It has, and they're working on some, you know, they're getting relatively close to maybe getting the Sacred Relic. And working towards finishing off that Radiance. So both teams looking to hit a power spike. The game's very close. Again, it's under 1,000 net worth lead for Alliance. So 13 minutes in, and it's not heavily one-sided. And Koikfa in a little bit of trouble. He'll use the Yules. Now Exotic Deer trying to TP away. He'll find his way out. Elasash has to run away as well. And it's the Yules coming in handy already. Keeps him alive.
That was a really well-timed. That was a really good play by Exotic Deer there as well on the Lifestealer. He commits for the kill. He has a little bit of rage duration left against level 4.
And the boat hitting on Boxy. They'll also throw the Zeus ult.
+1.
X is going to follow it up on a Taiga, but they won't get the kill there. And they do find Boxy. That is a nice little boat torrent combo coming out from Nisha, who has looked pristine on this Kunkka.
Yeah, new guys are doing a really good job of playing around the Kunkka at this point in the game. They recognise how strong he is. He's hit his first power spike. With he has so much damage between his level 4 Tidebringer, you know, his torrent as well as his boat, and he's hit a point in the game now where he might start falling off a little bit with his damage as the Alliance heroes start to get a bit tankier. They look to him to try and catapult towards that really good late DPS damage build that we see after the Halberd, where he kind of hits his next power spike.
He's going to end up dropping. Do you think Alliance's team fight at the moment heavily relies on the Phantom Lancer to come in eventually? Because he's got the Diffusal Blade as of right now. Like, is this a moment where he can join these fights, or do you want him to just continue to see and get that next item?
I think he has to just try and scale. But the problem is the whole Alliance team is very reliant on this Earthshaker Blink in getting like really good team fights. If they don't have the Earthshaker Blink, they don't really have the initiation to start big team fights. They have good pick-off potential with the Yules on Koik for Lina, but in terms of team fights, they can't really just run at them until this Blink comes out. So looking to see them prioritise that.
They'll bring Mickey in, and Smoke is 3. I think they were showing Koikvo over mid for just a moment. For right now, Patos is the only one in this bottom lane. And I just, if he dies, I feel just so utterly sad for him. As it is, he's just trying to find a spot on the map where he can farm. He just wants to play Dota, and he does get that scan out. So they're going to know that Alliance is coming over. He hides in the trees, keeps his life this time, and actually TPs towards top to get away from the Alliance team.
This is well played by Alliance, though. At least they're getting a trade for nothing in return. You see Owless Sash, though, while he understands why they're all bottom lane, goes and gets some deep wards in the dire top jungle. So looking to try and set up some kills in the near future. That's well played by them. They understand they can't really fight into that. They haven't, if they're not already prepared for that push.
Yeah, and deep warding as well coming out from Alliance. Look at where they've placed these wards, deep on the bottom lane and deep in the mid lane.
Looking to see if Koikva can use that vision to their advantage massively there with the pick-off potential he has with the Yules. This bot tier 2 is just flying down as well. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised they didn't fight this tier 2. Like,
and the ulti will be thrown. That will spot these Alliance teammates, and showing that Koikva might be a little bit far from a couple of his other ones. And the glimpse comes out from Nisha, or not from Nisha, from Elisage. It's Kesor who gets the kill.
Felt a little bit weird by Alliance there. Felt like Koikva really want to try and commit to the tier 2
mid as well. Phantom Lancer in a lot of trouble. In the Static Storm, stunned up, and he's just gone.
Is that the first primal split we've seen?
Yeah, and Patos finally gets revenge onto this Phantom Lancer, and I think he's happy about it. First kill of the game, uses that primal split, gets him enough for that blink dagger. I mean, that pushes, let's do it, 3,000 net worth ahead. They've now got that blink that they need to throw the Infest Bomb out, where Lifestealer Exotic Deer is almost at this Radiance on top of all that.
New guys are about to hit this really strong point though in their lineup where Bruce just picked up Blink Dagger. They're about to pick up the Radiance on the Lifestealer, and the Kunku's got a Halberd as well.
Wow.
So they have a lot of the key teamfight items that they need to be able to take fights now, and there's a lot of burst damage with the Zeus as well, with the Thunder God's Wrath available. So I'd like to see new guys try and group up around this Radiance here and try and force some big fights. Shaker has picked up his Blink though. Hope to see some big Echo Slams from Boxy.
I really do like this. They showed it over bottom. Let's do it. They have like a bit of a initiation tactic with the Zeus. He'll throw the ult. It gives them vision, and when you've got Glimpse level 4, you're able to find someone who's trying to retreat, probably almost guaranteed.
You know, there's 2 deep observer wards that we talked about for Alliance as well.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone, mate.
Nisha in a little bit of trouble. There's the ulti coming out from the Zeus. They'll get the glimpse into the Static Storm. McKay is going to be in a lot of trouble taking into this fight immediately. Meanwhile, Quickfoot gets the kill on Exotic Deer. Taiga trying to survive. He's thrown down the tombstone, but it's finally gone. Soul Rip's not going to help him. Kesor on a killing spree. And it'll be 2 dead for Alliance for the life of Exotic Deer.
Yeah, really good play. Lifestealer did die, though, in the top lane. I'm not sure how that's happened. I didn't quite catch that one, but I assume it's just the pick off by the quick Valina.
I don't think he used the Laguna Blade, though.
Maybe possibly some battle armlet toggles. Who knows?
Possibly. So we haven't really seen this Rubik be too much of a nuisance either. I was really expecting Insania to have maybe a bigger opportunity of disrupting these fights, but also the fights haven't exactly been 5-on-5. So maybe we'll see that a little bit later when Alliance look to stack up as 5 and use maybe Insania grabbing a skill a little bit more.
The thing is, though, it's really difficult against the Lifestealer to play this Rubik. And then against the Brewmaster, it's not like you can steal the Primal Split instantly. You have to wait for him to come back down. You can't just run at the Kunku, otherwise he X's you and torrents you and you're dead anyway. Like, it's a difficult Rubik game in that sense. There are some decent skills, but it's whether you can actually get them and use them effectively. And with the amount of catch that they have on new guys, it's super difficult to be able to get in position to use them.
Nice little dewarding trek coming out from Insania.
It's okay, but at the same time, like, they still have this other ward on top of the hill in the dire top jungle, so it's not the end of the world for new guys.
So Earthshaker does have the Blink Dagger.
Money to burn.
Has Echo Slam up in 40 seconds. Did I miss where he used that? I must have.
The which, sorry?
The Echo Slam, most recent one.
I'm not sure. I didn't
I
see
must
that one
have
either, I
missed
don't
it.
think.
Yeah.
Unless that was in the top lane with how they killed the lifestealer.
Yeah, that definitely could be. It would have given them that extra step of lockdown. They would have had the fissure on top of that. Patos is infested. They've also got Elisasha and Kazor here. And, you know, it's a 4-hero gank. They're going to work with that ulti, and that's exactly what they want because they'll throw the blink with the thunderclap. Doppelganger up above the trees, but still trying to run away, and he is in a lot of trouble. Really needs his team here, but nobody's around, so Phantom Lance are going to drop. I mean, Kazor makes this just so easy to pick off this Phantom Lancer, and when you've got 4 heroes here, especially with the Radiance as well, it seems like if Phantom Lancer's caught alone, there's no chance he's getting out.
He has the hood, which is helping him a little bit by this burst damage, but like we said, there's so much catch against this PL, and this is why I really didn't like it as a first pick in the draft. I understand Alliance are confident on this hero, but first pick something completely different. And they've just allowed new guys to just draft however they wanted around it, and you see how good this, like, the Glimpse is, having that Thunder God's Wrath available. The X, if they ever want it to catch the PL as well. There's so much available to them.
Let's do it start to stack up over towards top. Double damage.
My other worry is that Mikkei's starting to really fall behind on this PL in comparison to the other 3 cores in the game as well.
Yeah.
Like, we saw how much of a rough time the Brewmaster had against the PL, but he's almost caught up to him. Like, because this PL went hood first, his farming speed got really hurt. And although it's a really good defensive item for him this game, against heroes like the Zeus and such, he's not farming massively well on this PL. And you see, new guys are just grouping up. They've hit this really big timing that we talked about, and they're not afraid to take team fights and just take the towers and the objectives. Insanium up.
Oh, yeah, Insania looks very dead. He steals X, which is a nice spell to have, but it's now gone. And so is his life. BKB picked up for Koikva. We'll see what he's able to do, but again, they've hit this power spike, and it is very tough for Alliance to really fight into that.
Like, we really haven't seen the effect of the Earthshaker this game. They have to get a big Echo Slam off here to win
the fissure. Now they'll get the stun on top of that. The BKB is going to be popped by Koikva, as well as the Echo Slam coming in from Boxy. They'll get themselves one. They'll look for more. Exotic Tear is going to work on that Tombstone. As Yules comes out, they'll find the Disruptor, get themselves a second. The chase is on from Exotic Deer. In comes Mikkei. They've got the fissure, blocks him off. They'll get 3. Triple kill here for Koikva. And a big fight from Alliance, fighting into that power spike we've so hyped up. And all of a sudden, Alliance lose nothing, and they take out 3. 2 cores drop from Let's Do It.
Alright, so, do you remember last time we cast Beat Cup? It was a few days ago now. What was the big thing that we learned from that day? Do you remember?
Oh, God. Not off the top of my head.
It was fight around your big team fight spells. And Alliance shoved in this bot lane, so the Brewmaster had to TP down to deal with it. And as soon as that Brewmaster's not there, Alliance are like, yeah, sure, we'll take a fight. Like, it's 4 versus 5 all of a sudden, and this is absolutely fine with us. Exotic Deer commits the rage to try and deal with the tomb, and then he almost gets it, and then Boxy comes up and just denies the tomb anyway. it was so cheeky, but yeah, great team fight from Alliance, and they get another pick off as well, straight after the road.
Grabbing that Zeus is very important. As you take a look at the graph, it was just about 6,000 in favor of Let's Do It, or new guys, or ex-Kinguin. Koikva. Yeah, he's glimpsed back. There's the kinetic field, but BKB is popped. So that's the 9-second BKB going to work. And unfortunately, that's used in a hyper-defensive situation. Obviously, he doesn't lose his life there, which is great. He does have the Aegis.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But, it is, I would say, as a BKB carrier, very depressing when you use those high second charges hyper defensively like that.
I would have liked to have seen Koikva hold on to that BKB until the Static Storm got committed, though. Because he got glimpsed back and used the kinetic field, but Elisasha didn't commit the static. So he's very happy with that trade, just to force that BKB charge for nothing.
We finally see the Echo Slam with the Blink Dagger kind of show its strengths in that last fight too. You know, he was nice ulti coming out. That spots both the Earthshaker as well as Insania trying to just walk away. The Thunderclap comes out from Patos and he steals the Drunken Haze. The X is back. Nisha looking for the kill. He's still alive so far, running around the trees, making space, but eventually he will fall.
I've got to be honest, I really don't like this Hood pickup on the Rubik either. It's really good in terms of keeping himself alive and things, but they really lack the utility.
Ooh, glimpse back onto the Earthshaker, into the Static Storm. Boxy Quickfoot looks on as he's trying to find a way to help out, and that's going to be in trying to kill Elisash. Finally, he goes down. They've got the Tombstone drop. Boxy still trying to run away and survive, but ends up getting eliminated by Patos.
Look at all these zombies. So many.
And Tombstone, the gold goes the way of Exotic Deer, so 200 quick gold there.
Again, though, this PL still isn't farming massively well. Mid-K's,
Dire's middle tower is under
he really needs to just have the space to be able to get online, but I feel like he's not going to get it. Because even with this Aegis, like, as soon as the Earthshaker's dead, it doesn't matter. New guys just run in anyway. They understand how important the Echo Slam is.
Ooh, going in a little bit deep is going to be the Brewmaster. Quickfoot dusted up, in so much trouble. Just on the edge of death. Finally, we'll lose that Aegis. You look over at Nishu's, pop the BKB. The boat's going to come through. BKB pop by Koifoot. Let's see if Alliance are able to turn this around as the Laguna Blade thrown at Nisha. Doesn't really have much mana to work with, and he's got the Urn on him. They're still trying to get this kill. McKay is here. Exotic Deer using that rage with the open wounds on Taiga. The chase is on. He's trying to kill off this Undying, but with the sword, he'll survive a moment longer. The Fissure comes out, looking over at Nisha with the Echo Slam drop. Patos and Nisha will finally fall. They did take out the Aegis on Koikfa, but it's 4 alive for Alliance as they do lose the Undying. And as I say that, glimpse back on a Boxy. They'll try to take out Elisach, but with the Kinetic Field placed at a choke point, they're unable to chase, and he has the TP to escape.
I feel like that's a really greedy play by new guys. As soon as they get the Aegis on the Lina, I feel like that's the time to bail, because the Earthshaker's coming back up again. You don't have Primal Split available because you just used it in the fight before. Like, you get a decent trade there. You get the Aegis off the Lina. Just back out again. She still has her BKB up. You're not going to kill her a second time. But again, decent fight by Alliance. Doing pretty well at coming back into this game. And both their supports are scaling pretty well too.
Fissure comes out. They'll look to grab the Zeus once again. Static Storm placed on top of the Phantom Lancer. But this time he is able to survive inside it. Now they've got the Yules onto this. Brewmaster's in a little bit of trouble. You take a look at Elisach. He's got the Kinetic Field. Mickey's going to try and take and handily kill off this Disruptor who's got no more mana, as well as Exotic Deer is in so much trouble. He uses the Rage, but the Fissure is here to block him. He just gets out as he infests a creep and walks away. They'll finally lose the life of Elisach. Brew split up. Nisha is finally back into the fray. They've got the X as well as the boat. That's going to hit on to this Phantom Lancer. Boxy moving forward. It just kind of looks like Let's Do It's running at Alliance, but they're not really doing much damage. Boxy's here to stun up the Brewmaster, and now they've got the Yules again to set up the stun, but the Torrent, that'll come through on a quick fight, and he is eliminated from this fight with the help of the Kunk as well as Exotic Deer. The Glimpse comes back on a McKay. They're chasing him down. They've got 3 heroes here, and he is going to doppelganger to the high ground, but they've got the X. They will kill off the Phantom Lancer. They'll look for more on the exit, as trying to run away will be the Undying, but even with the decay, I don't think he gets out of this alive. They've got 4 heroes here for the side of Let's Do It, and they will finally take out the Undying. 3 dead on the exit of Alliance. And Let's Do It, it looked like that fight was just going to kind of crumble in their hands, and all of a sudden, they found the right moves to just take out Alliance.
Yeah, that was really well played by Alliance to get on top of the Zeus at the start of the fight, though, especially. As soon as that Zeus goes down, they miss out on so much of their damage on, like, on new guys. I'm just struggling to remember what to call them. They've changed names so many times.
Yeah, it's new guys here in game. Let's Do It on the bracket. I'm all over the place.
I feel like new guys need to get on top of this Lina though at the start of the fight. You saw as soon as Koikva went down, they just have to bail on Alliance. Like, she's the big damage dealer for them because this PL's not hitting massively hard at the moment. He's got a Hood. He's got this Reaver online. He doesn't do a huge amount of damage. I don't know if you saw, but when the Brewmaster popped the Crimson Guard onto Elisach on this Disruptor, PL, because Sash didn't have any mana, it took about 10 seconds to kill the Disruptor. Just because he wasn't doing any damage because of the Crimson Guard. Took him ages and ages.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this Phantom Lancer progresses, and he's going for the heart. You've got Daedalus coming out for the Lina. Eventually, he does have the gold for it. I believe he's just trying to hold for buyback, especially after that last exchange. Worried that all right, never mind.
If they get on top of this Lina at the start of the fight, she does just die. But the problem is, we said about they don't really have hard lockdown. They've got a good catch, so when this BKB goes down from the Lina, they have a really good chance to kill her. But before then, they can't really keep her in touch. Like, they can't just get on top of her and kill her straight away.
What do you think is next for Mickey on this?
On the PL?
On the PL, yeah.
I think the Manta that he's got is fine. But again, I feel like because these BKBs are running out on the Lina especially, they're really going to struggle with damage if she gets gone on. Like, I don't think you can rely on this Lina to just do all the damage in these fights. They're kind of just relying on this PL being really mobile in the fights with the Doppelganger and just being hard to bring down. But as soon as they get on top of that PL, they have been bringing him down relatively quickly.
Exotic Deer is kind of by himself, and that's a problem. He'll use the Rage, though, drop the Tombstone, and he is able to TP out. The BKB was popped by Koik, but now you take a look at the Brewmaster, lifted up, the Static Storm comes through. They've also got the Laguna Blade, Echo Slam on the back lines with the boat.
Oh, we got the split off.
Oh, gets the split. Now they look over at the side of Alliances. They're going to chase him on their exit plan. Look over at Taiga. He's still alive for a moment, but here is the big value target. That's going to be in this Phantom Lancer. Nisha trying to get the kill. McKay surviving for now. Cyclone up is going to be this Lina. They finally get the crit. Boxy, Taiga, as well as Mickey hit the deck. Patos will finally fall to Koikfa, who's able to Shadow Blade and walk away. The Sentry Ward placed down, but it's not going to spot the Lina. However, Insania's next on the menu. 4 dead on Alliance, and the last 2 exchanges have gone in the favor of Let's Do It, and they will get themselves a 5,000 net worth lead.
But you see, though, as soon as they get on top of the PL, Mickey just has to keep running away. Like, he can't do any damage because this Kunkka's got a Daedalus. Like, how is he supposed to fight into this anymore? He's 6,000 net worth behind any of the other, like, 3 main cores in this game. He just hasn't found the space to be able to come online into this game and match the farm of the other 3 cores. Just because the Lina's been doing so much wave clearing.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
With that, they'll take the mid-tier 3, follow that up with the melee racks. And they're trying to work Nisha here, and the boat will come out.
That was nice one, Nisha. Doesn't have to commit the BKB there. Hold on to that 7-second charge. Now this is not looking good for Alliance. This PL has fallen so far behind. I like that he's changed up to the MKB. Just try and do some damage. Because you're not winning these fights with the tanky build that you've got at the moment.
Yeah. Where do you think it was that he kind of just fell behind? As it just seems like 6,000 net worth. That's a surprising amount of gold behind.
I mean, we saw him. You know when he got picked off a couple of times in a row when he wasn't really with the rest of his team? I feel like that was the really big key turning point in the game for him. Because PL's not a massively quick farmer. If you think about like the Kunkkas or the Linas and such, which can shove waves in really quickly, then they farm so much quicker, but PL doesn't really have that opportunity. Especially when he goes for the hood first.
I like the Aeon disc here for Brewmaster, as you know, we saw him just barely get that Brew split off in the previous fight, but now Aeon disc, I'd say just about confirms it for him.
Yes. Yeah, it's just to break up this really big combo from the Earthshaker. I feel like this is probably one of the reasons we haven't been seeing heroes like Earthshaker as much. It's just because Aeon Disc is an item now. Heroes like Batrider, Sven, Earthshaker all just didn't really seem as popular anymore. As soon as you can break up those big combos and the big initiations,
Patos is going to find the Undying with the Thunderclap as he moves on forward. They'll get the kill on the Taiga. Now the bow comes in with the Static Storm on top of this Phantom Lancer. The Fissure comes through and hits on 2, but it's not going to matter. Bruce Split is committed. The blink away from Boxy, just trying to find an escape. This is very hard for him as he
doesn't have a
come over
TP.
to the side shot by the TP, but it is on cooldown, and that is an issue. So he has been spotted by these little pandas, and on top of that,
the block.
Fissure. Nah, he's going to end up dropping. Ksor's got the damage with Patos, and there it is. Boxy falls, 3 dead on Alliance. None of them have buyback. Koikva and Insania surviving once again.
This is what we said in the draft, though. It's all about who gets the jump. And as soon as that Earthshaker can't get the blink echo that he wants with, good vision on the enemy, then can't really counter-initiate with the Echo Slam when there's a Zeus flying around with so much damage. There's a Radiance on the Life Stealer. Really good smoke there by New Guys, though. Showing why they've been looking so strong in the last few days.
And they have not dropped a game yet, so it'll be interesting to see if that time does in fact come.
The Nimbus is down as well on the Undying in the back.
Nimbus, they'll throw the boat Force Staff out of it. Boat is stolen by Rubik, and now they've got the lift on Anisha. Will pop the BKB as well as the Static Storm getting dropped. That doesn't land onto anybody of importance, and now the chase is on. But Koikva, you're getting way too low to really want to run in there, especially without an Aegis. He is so low trying to run into this fight. Forced to use that BKB and back off. They've taken the tier 3 over bottom. Alliance, they don't find anybody on the exit.
That was without the split from the Brewmaster. So that's without their big team fight spell.
This is getting
I like
very
this from
dangerous.
Alliance though. We've talked about how important it is for the first team to get the jump. And so they smoke up themselves and they understand if they take a fight in their base again, they're not going to get the initiation that they want. Oh no! Oh. When I said get the initiation you want, the illusion was not the thing I was talking about. Oh, Boxy. I feel you, man.
I'm internally hurt. Very internally hurt. That was his 10-second BKB used as well. That wasn't just Echo Slam on an illusion. That was also the 10-second BKB. That's what hurts even more.
I mean, you could criticize him and say that the smoke didn't break, so he should know, but when you're playing heroes like Earthshaker, it's all about just getting that instant initiation before the BKB. So when you see it, you can't really take the risk to wait to see if your smoke breaks.
Yeah, it was, you're a blink initiator. You don't sometimes have that luxury of knowing if the smoke's going to break. You're just looking to throw down the combo. Let's do it. I mean, they're looking to take out the last tier 3 over towards top. Let's see what they're able to do. Patos, Exotic Deer, the whole team, they're ready to go. And Echo Slam coming off cooldown in 25 seconds. We'll see if that will be up in time. It's not going to be up in time to save the tier 3, I'd assume, as the ult comes out from the Zeus as well as the Nimbus. That'll hit on 3 of these heroes. They've taken the Aegis away from Exotic Deer. The boat comes in, and Phantom Lancer's still just in a little bit of trouble as I think the stolen boat from Insania then follows that up. Doppelganger used. Tier 3 finally drops. On the sidelines is Taiga, just trying to deter the Sidolets dude as they take the tier 3, and now they've got the Echo Slam on it too. This time it hits real heroes. Nisha staying alive for now as the chase is on from Alliance. They don't exactly get Exotic Deer, but they'll take out Nisha. They'll look for Patos, and he is trying to run as the Fissure lands on a Ksor. And they'll take the Zeus. The Aeon Disc will run out, and the blink away as Brew just trying to make an escape. But they do spot him. Boxy moving in and just keeping an eye on this man for now. As they stop the blink, there's the Crimson Guard popped. Totem, Decay, triple kill for Koik.
That's a really poor fight by New Guys. Like, Exotic Deer just runs up to the high ground and loses the Aegis before anything else even happens. Like, that's not how you want to be committing your Aegis. You want to be getting on the backlines, committing the Lina to use BKB right at the start of the fight so you can bring her down. But nobody dealt with Koikva. Kuiper was just pounding away into people at the start of that fight from the back line. Like, the Lina has the attack range talent as well, so she is able to stand her distance, but someone has to deal with Kuiper. Like, just jump in, commit the bruise split, and force them to use their BKBs at the start.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And with that, they're going to go after the tier 2. They do push relatively well. I like it. I like that Insania has this boat, too. Or had the boat. I think he just used it as it came off of its timer. They're going to get the tier 2. They'll look for the tier 3. It's turned into a 6,000 net worth lead for Let's Do It. Now 5,000. If they could take a set of racks, Alliance are happy. Very happy. And they'll be looking to maybe hold this game to the next Roche. I mean, that might be the most important point.
Oh, a glimpse, though.
BKB popped by Boxy just to make sure he escaped. Static Storm was committed, though.
I think... Did they just cancel the Rubik's TP? He's stuck in the trees.
And he's dead in the trees.
He actually can't do anything.
XD action. Power Nimbus. It's disgusting. Especially with that mini stun.
Can you walk past the Nimbus in the trees? I thought you could, but it looked like Rubik couldn't there.
Yeah, I don't think he could.
I'm pretty sure you can walk under it, can't you?
I don't think so.
Alright, well, I learned something new today.
I think we all did. So this has become a 4,000 net worth lead. Let's take a look at buyback status. That's very important at the moment, as neither Nisha or Exotic Deer have it.
That's questionable.
That's scary.
Feels like they thought they were so far ahead they couldn't lose a fight, and then they took a really awful one in that top lane. The Echo Slam, by the way, was so sick by Boxy in there. That Echo Slam onto the two big cores of the Lifestealer and the Kunkka was really game winning. They just need another big Echo Slam like that, and then I feel like the game is looking much better for Alliance.
Yeah,
just wasn't enough to do it once, unfortunately.
That's a moment where I want to be able to tip Boxy. I wish casters could tip. I feel like that would
Everyone would get really annoyed at us if we started.
Oh yeah, 100%. They'd hit us.
Maybe if we could do it, but they couldn't see it until the end of the game.
I'd be okay with that. Ooh, Ags action here for Taiga. Eye of the Taiga. Still probably pronouncing that wrong. I've given up on trying. I feel like at this point, I've said it just too many times. Too many different ways. And Alliance is in chat. I can't. There's too much pressure. Way too much pressure.
This PL has got the MKB online now as well, so he's scaling a lot better now. He's got his big damage item.
Every time Alliance smoke, the ulti just comes out from the Zeus. But they might find Nisha. Starts with the Echo Slam, and now, on top of that, ooh, nice little Nimbus coming through. The Crimson Guard's going to be used. Sorib comes out, and now they're going to try and... Oh my god, Nisha, you bad man!
Oh, the nullifier
taking out two supports immediately. The boat comes through, Boxy in a lot of trouble, and he will fall as well. 3 dead. 1 crit, and I'm dead. Oh my god.
What did he crit off? Was it one of the zombies?
I didn't see
what he hit it actually off, but...
Wow.
Blimey.
That is... Yeah. You're going to need it, Boxy. You don't have Echo Slam for just over a minute. Oh my.
They still have the split as well, so if they can just blink in, commit the split to Kuiper on the Lina, they can just zone him off the racks.
Now he's got no mana, so that's a problem. Yeah, Kuiper dead on the backlines. Nimbus thrown down. Exotic Deer just rips through him. Buyback from Insania as well as the Lina. They don't actually get the racks here, so I'm kind of okay with that. But where's the buyback status for the Kunkka and Lifestealer? Now they have it. That's...
The thing is, though, the supports are coming back up again. Like, they don't have Echo Slam, but they committed the buyback on 2 cores as well. So, you guys are very happy with that one, especially with the third Roche spawning relatively soon, probably about a couple of minutes or so. They just want to make sure they get that third Roche online, I would say. And especially when Patos ran out of mana on this Brewmaster to use the split as well. You want to make sure you have all your big teamfight spells up before you go for that risky high ground push.
Brew's been unable to get this primal split off, too. He's just who loses all his mana. Let's see. Foxy has the Echo Slam again. We'll see if he finds redemption, but there's the Nimbus. The Fissure follows it up with an Nullifier. The chase is on the 4-step away, and now he's glimpsed back in so much trouble using the BKB. Oh, Primal Split just about used. Patos ends up surviving. He is infested. Nisha gets the kill on a Taiga. Now the oh, just trying to throw a Fissure. The man can't do anything. That's the power of 2 Daedalus, or Daedaloxen. And now the split finally comes through, and
I don't know if you saw how the Undying died, but it was exactly the same thing as well.
Oh yeah, and the Laguna Blade follows it up. Nisha might drop a Koikfa low. He hits the deck, and he's dead for 2 minutes. Did use the buyback in the last fight. And there goes the top set of racks. Alliance, I don't even know if they're hanging by a thread at this point. Top racks, mid racks, both gone. Bottom racks is the only thing that stands. I don't know what really Alliance have to throw at the side of Let's Do It, if at all anything. As their tier 4s start to get whacked on by Exotic Deer and Nisha. They look over at McKay. They'll throw the boat. Patos moving forward. Doppelganger just to avoid it. Boat stolen now. But that, oh, yeah. I mean, all right. I don't know how you're supposed to survive in that situation, to be quite honest. In Armlet as well as 2 Daedalus. And McKay will fall. He'll buy back. They look at taking down the Ancient. Taiga stuck here into the Nimbus, and they're still not calling GG, but this game is very over as Let's Do It. They do take game 1.
Really well played, though, by new guys. I think the big pickup for that endgame scenario was Exotic Deer there on the Lifestealer. After he gets the Nullifier, he gets the Blink as well. And you saw on that last fight, he just jumps in the backlines every time and just finds Alina. We talked about how important it was to pick off Koikra on these backlines. And they don't have a great amount of gap close on new guys, so Exotic Deer just completely makes up for that with the Blink Dagger, and it was a really good pickup by him.
Very
all
well
those
played.
one hits though.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is just you're throwing a keyboard, you're throwing a mouse, you're punching a monitor. I feel like you're like, all right, I'm gonna just walk into this fight and I'm dead. I didn't get to do anything. And it's not that you got hit. Something further up the fight got hit, and it just cleaved all the way and killed you in one shot.
It's cleaving off. It's like cleaving off those illusions. You can cleave off the zombies as well. There's so much potential to be able to get really big crits off from the Kunkka with all these not good armor units.
Oh god, that was just, it's dirty. It's dirty. That Kunkka is dirty. 10, 5, and 17. 25,000 net worth. 54,800 damage. And, yeah. The power of a pair of Daedalus. Daedalus. I still don't know. There's a lot of things I just don't know in my life. But, we'll be back with
I'd like
two.
to see...
No, go for it.
I'd like to see Alliance pick up some kind of more catch that isn't related to the Echo Slam. So when you commit the Echo Slam, you really want another follow-up stun, or like catch or some kind of spell, but they were very reliant on this Echo Slam to take fights or ever find good kills. Like, it felt like Koikva didn't really have the potential in this game to run around the map and get the pick-off with the Yules that he wanted, because this Castor on the Zeus was doing such a good job of getting rid of these deep wards that Alliance were trying to put down. It was really well played.
Yeah, we'll see if Alliance can push this series to 3, or if... new guys, Let's Do It, ex-Kinguin. You guys got to figure that out, by the way. If they're going to just take the series in 2 and continue to not drop a game. So we'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. I'm your caster, BCop, joined here by Mo Farah. I am at BCop92 on Twitter. He is at Mo Farah Dota on Twitter. Follow us to know when we're casting. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Stay right there. We appreciate you. We love you. And keep watching, because, you know, it's Dota. It's fun.